Hey, Donovan here, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down why you are struggling to fill your classes with martial arts school members. Now, it's that simple. That's what I'm going to break down today. Now, I've been through this in a slightly different way before, but I feel like this way of doing it is going to really hammer home in your head as to the reason why you are struggling to fill your classes. Now, everyone's reason why they are struggling to fill their classes is a slightly different reason. What I'm going to give you today is the power to go and attack what your real problem is. No more of you just going and throwing up some Facebook ads and hoping for the best. You, at the end of this video, are going to know what your real problem is when it comes to getting new members into your classes. Cool, so let's jump into it. So, what I'm using here is I'm just using a whiteboard and I'm going to dive into what your problem may be. Awesome. So, first things first, as a martial arts school owner, before you can get full paying members into your classes, there's a load of stages that they go through. And the first stage is they become a lead. So let me get the pen. They become a lead. And what is a lead? A lead is a person who's interested in your classes. You will get their name, you'll get their email address, and you will also get their phone number. So they are interested in your classes in some way, shape, or form. And to get them to be a lead in the first place, we had to take them from being a complete stranger. So before they became a lead, before they became someone who gave you their details, they were someone who didn't even know anything about your classes. Think about one of your members in your class right now who you love. You've had them maybe for 5 years, maybe you've had them for 10 years, and they're just one of your favorite people who you get to teach every single week. At some point, they never knew who you were and you never knew who they were. At that point, they were a stranger. Now, at some point, they had to go from being a stranger to being a lead. Now, for that to happen, my drawing's terrible. For that to happen, they had to go through something. So whether that was a Facebook ad, if we're talking 10 years ago, maybe it was a flyer, maybe it was a leaflet, maybe it was they went on Google and came across you. Maybe they went into Yellow Pages and phoned you up. Like whatever it is, at some way, they went from being a stranger to becoming a lead, and they saw you in some way, shape, or form on a platform or maybe a friend. Somebody told them about you or something told them about you so they could go from being a complete stranger to being a lead. Now, nowadays, we do things like run Facebook ads to get leads or Google ads or SEO and things like that. And we take people from being a complete stranger to being a lead. Now, think to yourself right now, are you getting enough leads that you are happy with? Not are you getting enough full paying members, not are you having conversations with enough people. Are you getting enough people's contact details that you are happy? Awesome. Now, if you're not getting enough people's contact details that makes you happy, then this is your problem. Your problem is you are not telling enough people about your service, about your martial arts school in enough ways or in a good enough way that enough leads are coming through for you to be able to handle. That's your problem. You don't need to go any further into this video. That is your issue. Now, if you are at a point where you're getting loads of leads, but for some reason they're not converting, then you have a different problem. And the reason why I say it like this is because what a lot of people do is they get loads of leads, but they don't get any members. So they go back and they change their Facebook ads or they change their Google ad or they do this or they do that. Your problem is not leads. Like if you're getting loads of leads and they aren't converting, then don't go and change Facebook ads or anything like that. You've done that part. You are getting leads. Awesome. Now, the next stage, we want to take people from being a lead to actually engaging in a conversation with us. So I'm just going to put C. I can't draw. As you can see, I can't even write. But what we want to do is we want to get them into a conversation with us. And to do that, we can phone them, we can text them, we can email them, we can do loads of different things to get people into a conversation with us, but we want to do those on repeat. So when a lead comes through, we want to phone them, we want to text them, we want to email them. If they don't reply, we'll send them another text. Maybe we'll phone them the next day. And we want to do an absolute minimum of 7 different touch points. Not 7 emails, because emails have a very low open rate. Realistically, you want to focus more on phone calls and text messages to get into a conversation with leads. Now, ask yourself, are you having enough conversations with the leads that are coming through? If the answer is no, then that is your problem. And what you need to do is you need to start phoning people more, you need to start texting people more, you need to start emailing people more. And if this is something that you can't possibly do because you don't have time, then you need to come and speak to us and we can show you how to automate that entire system so it's done for you. Awesome. Now, ask yourself, are you having enough conversations with leads? And if the answer is yes, I'm having conversations with loads of leads, but for some reason, leads don't, the leads that I have conversations with, I'll book them in for a class and then they don't turn up. In fact, before that, actually getting people to say yes is obviously something that you want to do. So you actually want to get them booked in for a class in the first place. So we're going to call this a booking, so with B. So we want to actually get people booked in for a class. So out of the conversations that you are having, are you getting people booked in? And if the answer is no, then there's a few different things that you need to focus on. And those things could be, bear in mind, as we get to each stage, I want you to forget about the stage before. Your problem is within one of these stages. So it's within one of these stages that we need to focus on. So if you are getting loads of strangers that are turning into leads, you don't need to focus on this. If you are getting loads of leads that are turning into conversations, then you don't need to focus on this. And if you are getting loads of conversations that are turning into bookings, then it's obviously going to be the next stage that we're going to focus on. But at the moment, trying to turn people from conversations into bookings, there's a few different things that we need to do. Number one, we need to reply quickly to people. So if we send people text messages and then they reply and say, I'd love to get booked in for a class, and we don't reply to them for days, then that's one of the reasons we're not getting loads of bookings. If, when we're conversating with people, we have conversations through text and then the conversation seems to fizzle out, chances are you are asking too many questions. And what we need to do is realistically limit the amount of questions we have to as few as possible, because then that means that it's something that we can copy and do more of with more people. And what I mean by that is if we're getting 30 leads that are entering the conversation stage and replying back to us, we can't ask every single one of them their name, their reason why they want to train, which day would work best for them, but how long did you train at the other martial arts club that you trained at, or what bout were you, and this and that. Martial arts school owners have people in general have a thing where they like to ask as many questions as possible because they think that's going to create a more high quality lead. It won't. What will happen is people will just get bored of all the questions you're asking them and then they'll just stop replying. We want to limit it. We want to ask as few questions as possible. If we were booking someone in for a kids class, the questions we would ask are, what is your child's name? Which day works best for you? And how old is your child? Those are the three questions we would ask, and we would also answer any of their questions that they have. That means if we have 30 different people we're conversating with, we've only got 3 questions that we are asking them. And then from there, once those questions are answered, the ones that want to book in, we book in, and the ones that are no longer interested, we throw away and don't talk to. Cool. So from there, out of the conversations we're having, are enough of these conversations entering the booked in stage? If they aren't, then your problem is here and you need to fix this problem by implementing the things I just spoke about. Awesome. Now, let's imagine you are getting loads of people booked in, but none of these people are turning up. So we obviously want to get these people to our front door. We want to get these people, that's a door, believe it or not. We want to get people to the front door. So we want to take people from the booking stage to the front door. And how do we do that? Are you currently having enough of your bookings actually getting to the front door? If you're not, then what you need to start doing is you need to start sending people a confirmation when they've booked in. You need to start sending people a reminder a few days before about their class, a reminder a day before about their class, and a reminder the day of their class. If you're already doing those through text message, start implementing phone calls and start calling people up and saying, hey, John, remember you got your class today. I just wanted to ask, do you have any questions? Is there anything way I can settle your nerves before your class? Have a little chat with them on the phone and see them turn up. If people are not turning up to the door, chances are you are not sending enough confirmations and reminders to actually get them there. Awesome. Now, the final point that is actually going to get people into being, I shouldn't have started drawing this because it's going to look terrible, into a happy customer. We'll give him curly hair, right? We want to get people now from the front door to actually being a full paying, happy customer. Now, how we do that is actually being good at sales. And I can see this video is already 10 minutes long, so I don't want to dive into it too much. But realistically, do you greet people when they come through the door? Do people wait around for 15 minutes feeling uncomfortable? Do you actually ask people why it is that they actually want to start martial arts? When they start training, do you just throw them into the group class and not speak to them? Or do you actually go over to them and have conversations with them and say they're doing really good and speak to them and mention their name? And then at the end of the class, do you actually ask them if they would like to sign up and push them to sign up on that day? Like, what a lot of martial arts school owners will do is they'll get through all of these stages. How? We will actually implement all of this for martial arts school owners, give them 60 people that go through their front door, and then they'll sign one of them, and then they'll say that the Facebook ad is not working. No. The problem is that you don't have the sales skills to actually convert people when they do come through the door. So we don't need to go back and fix Facebook. We don't need to go back and fix this section. We don't need to go back and fix this section. We don't need to go back and fix this section. We need to fix your sales. And then when we fix your sales, you will have a system that consistently flows and gives you new members. That's it. That is literally it. I hope that makes sense for you. You need to look at your system right now, figure out where your problem is, and aim to address that issue. Because if you have people going from stranger to lead, you have people going from lead to conversation, but then for some reason you can't get people into the booking stage, then this is not your problem. This is not your problem. We don't know if this is your problem, and we don't know if this is your problem until we have plugged this here. And then when you plug this, you may see that you don't have a problem here getting them to the door because you've got confirmations and reminders in place, but you're still not signing people up because your sales skills aren't good enough. So then fix your sales skills and you have a full system that will consistently give you the results that you want. That's everything for this video. I hope that makes sense. If you need help implementing a system that actually gets you members into your martial arts classes, then we can do that for you. If you don't have the time, you want to build out an automated AI system that does it all for you, we can build that out for you. But what you will still need to be able to do is turn them into members when they come through the door. I hope that makes sense. I've been a bit more animated in this one because I really wanted to put it across to you guys, but I hope that makes sense. If you are a martial arts school owner and you want help implementing this system that I just went through, then what I want you to do is I want you to click the link below this video. Click it or don't click it. It's completely up to you. But nonetheless, if you want to go ahead and go and implement some of the stuff that I go through in these videos completely free, then I actually encourage you to do that. The reason why I make these videos is I want to make it easier for martial arts schools to get new members into their classes. So if you want to implement all my stuff for free and never pay me a penny, that is absolutely fine. But what I do want to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please implement the things that you learn because I want you to get incredible results. Thank you. That's everything from me. Have an incredible day.